Richmond, possesses multiple personalities, one of which leads her to sneak out of the house she shares with her aunt and into all manner of unsavory activities. The threatening letters have no source other than Elizabeth's own hand. She admits to being unaware of these terrible events, but she can't be sure. We now see that the structure housing strange and fascinating characters is not the museum, but rather Elizabeth's own body, and thus we discover the true focus of Jackson's genius, the mysterious contents within all of us, the self-destructive tendencies that threaten to ruin the structure that keeps them hidden from the rest of the world. As we leave the museum behind and enter into the unique workings of Elizabeth's mind, the story becomes an examination of mental illness, the darkness inside us that we struggle to understand and keep at bay. Like Constance in We Have Always Lived in the Castle, Eleanor, of The Haunting of Hill House, and Natalie of Hangs a Man, Elizabeth is a fragile, isolated young woman. But Jackson experiments with voice by revealing each distinctive personality, each one broken in some unique way. While sections of the novel are given over to Elizabeth's sometimes unwilling psychiatrist, Dr. Wright, and her Aunt Morgan, who possesses her own secrets, my favorite passages focus on the difficult inner workings of the mind of Elizabeth, or whichever personality currently inhabits her form. Jackson has always written with such precision about the delicate nature of our psyches, and as someone who has struggled with mental illness for my entire adult life, I think there are few writers who know the ways in which our minds betray us as well as she does. When Betsy, Elizabeth's most problematic and difficult personality, sneaks away from the care of Dr. Wright and Aunt Morgan to run off to New York in search of the mother she believes is still alive, the novel becomes electric and disturbing. It is hard to tell exactly what is happening, as Betsy's thought processes are jumbled, but the world becomes a dangerous place. Every human interaction fraught with the possibility of violence, every landmark simply another space that remains unknown to Betsy. It is some of the most thrilling and terrifying writing found in any of Jackson's work. While the good doctor's work with Elizabeth, especially his use of hypnosis to treat multiple personalities, might provide the occasional breakthrough, I don't believe Jackson intends to suggest that he truly holds sway over the bottomless depths of Elizabeth's own mysterious desires and behaviors. The doctor, in fact, has an edge of something ominous in his own manner, played nicely against his self-deprecating humor. His interior complications explain his horror when he is confronted with the true nature of Elizabeth's darkness. The doctor is merely a lion tamer, attempting to subdue the human psyche, and one can't help inferring Jackson's opinion on the lasting success of domesticating such a wild animal. While the book ends with the suggestion of happiness, or at least temporary calm, there is no happy ending. The threat of the world around us, and the even more potent threats inside us, cannot offer much in the way of happiness. Elizabeth, whatever her fate, is a sympathetic character, entirely human in her desires and actions, however strange they might be. This explains why, much like The Bird's Nest itself and, in fact, all of Jackson's work, it is so unsettling to see the darkness and chaos beneath the surface. We encounter a world where, thanks to Jackson's talent, we recoil from the danger and then move closer to see it more clearly. Kevin Wilson. Chapter 1. Elizabeth. Although the museum was well known to be a seat of enormous learning, its foundations had begun to sag. This produced in the building an odd and disturbingly apparent list to the west, and in the daughters of the town, whose energetic borrowings had raised the funds to sustain the museum, infinite shame and a tendency to blame one another. It was at the same time a cause of much amusement among the museum personnel, whose several vocations were most immediately affected by the